Today we're talking about the MOTU UltraLite Mark 5.
Can this do everything?
Hello everyone, welcome to Unfiltered. I'm Tay and this is David. We are around the drum today to talk about the new MOTU interface, the UltraLite Mark 5. David, MOTU has been around a long time. It's a USA company, and they've been making this UltraLite for about 20 years or so, maybe maybe more than that.
Long time.
And this is the Mark 5, which means there's been a lot of iterations before it.
This is the 4+1.
Right, 4+1. David can do math, so he's on board with this.
Onboard DSP with this?
Yes.
Oh.
So we got the Mark 5, which, you could say, wow, Mark 5, like they got to make, you had to make a lot of iterations here, a lot of versions, but it's been around forever, and I think that's a great thing. Like this is a positive thing. I mean, what SpaceX is on, their Mark 11. That probably dates this episode already, but so like this is a good thing.
Yeah.
This means, and it's true, that the UltraLite has been a studio staple of creators and engineers for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a solid studio interface with tons of I/O for a desktop interface, but you can also use it for live stuff as well. And it's gotten a pretty good name for both studio and live purposes.
Absolutely. And before we get any further, David, we want to offer our YouTube watchers an exclusive deal. So below there's a link that we have added to the Mark 5 UltraLite, two free Mogami cables. So get that with the link below, and we will honor that deal forever.
Until the Mark 5 turns into the Mark 6, and then
5+1.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, we're going to get into what is making this even better, David. So I guess start us off with the look. What did you think of the look?
The first thing, it looks a little bit more industrial. I kind of like the look. It's got that nice OLED display with easy-to-read metering, and you can tell what's what very easily. But I don't know, it looks more robust is the way I would describe it, more muscly.
I liked your industrial adjective. I think that was cool. It's got clean corners and clean lines. It's less rounded now than they used to be.
Yeah.
And I think their manufacturing of the body and the case is better too. Some of the hex screws are actually low profile and next to the metal rather than sticking out.
Right.
I love that. So the look is great. The OLED display looks fantastic. I think it's monotone, so I think it's just white.
Yeah.
Instead of the green that you had in other models.
Yeah, it was like green and then blue. And to be honest, like when you're working late at night in the studio, you just want to see a little white meter. It's so much easier on the eyes rather than that aggressive blue light coming at you.
So this comes in at what price, David?
$595.
That's pretty good. So this is powerful, and we're going to get into why it is. But for $600, I think it kind of blows away its competition here with what it's capable of.
Yeah. So first, let's talk about some of the under the hood improvements that they've made that makes it worth this price. So the first thing is the major converter update. In general, everything has been upgraded. The one I was really impressed with, there's two specs I was really impressed with. The noise of the converters has gone down by like 16 dB. That's insane. It's like at minus 110 dB. You're not going to hear that. So that's amazing. You're going to have noiseless recording wherever you go now. And the other one that really, really impressed me was the line-in specs. They went from 112 dB to 120 dB.
Wow.
I'm a guy who likes a lot of outboard gear.
Yeah.
That's the most important spec to me. So whether you're tracking with preamps or you're taking all those outputs into outboard compressors and running back in, it makes a big difference.
And if you want to just do a microphone without, amplification too, you can just plug it in there. So I love that. So let's stick on the ins here. How many ins does it have, and where are those?
It's got 8 analog inputs. Previous iterations of the UltraLite had 2 in the front and 6 in the back, but you could only use the front or the back for the first 2.
Okay.
This iteration lets you use the front 2 with line instrument or mic level, and the back 6 all at the same time. The back 6 are only line level, but that's pretty big right there. You can now have 8 analog inputs, and then you get ADAT input, SPDIF input, and MIDI input.
And then outs, what do we have?
We have 10 outputs. 2 of them are for the monitors, and then 8 of them are for either outboard gear or headphone mixes or whatever you want to control on stage for headphone distribution. And then you have ADAT output, SPDIF output, and MIDI output.
So this thing is only like this big. It's powerful.
It's a little desktop thing, and it's got as much I/O as some of the rack stuff I see.
Yeah.
But it's probably made better, let's be honest.
Yeah.
MOTU makes all their stuff in the US, and probably sounds better, let's be honest. It's got these really nice converters in there now. And they were good before. They're just really good now. And you can put 2 of them together in a rack and have so much more I/O than a standard rack interface.
Yeah, we were just talking about before we recorded. You could hook 2 of these together probably via ADAT.
Right,
and then you've got a ton of ins, and it's it could have all that power in 1 unit rack in your system. You can, like you said, you can rack them together, or you could rack it singly too, and have just one in your setup.
Right. They do have like the one rack kit.
Yeah, and more utility here. It's USB-C, so it's updated to the latest USB connector.
Right. And another really important part about this is the onboard DSP processing. So you can track with EQ, compression, and reverb, or you can just use it for headphone sends. And all that is happening, all that processing is happening inside the box. So it's not taxing your computer at all. Your CPU doesn't get touched. So you can do bigger sessions, more aggressive stuff in the box later on. And then you don't have to worry about latency when you're tracking.
Let's talk about a little more of what it comes with. It comes with like a mixer, right? Is that QMix 5?
Yeah, QMix has been around for a long time. Those of you who have used the older versions of QMix, you probably know it wasn't the most user-friendly, but it worked. The QMix 5 has a really big update. It's very easy to navigate. It looks great. Way easier on the eyes, and it looks nice and modern, so that's good. QMix 5 is just the program to control the ins and outs of the Ultralite.
I noticed it has, like way in the bottom, it has reverb, so that's very common to have a reverb control for your mixes. Yeah,
I mean, a lot of singers like to hear some reverb in their headphones, just a comfort reverb, so they don't hear themselves dry and get too self-conscious about that. Yeah. But the reverb helps kind of calm that a little bit.
Okay, so to complete the package here, which is included in the Ultralite Mark V, is a DAW, right?
Yeah, you get Performer Lite. So Digital Performer is MOTU's DAW. This gives you a light version of that, and you can get started right away.
Wow. Okay, so I don't know. Would you say, David, this could be the best tabletop interface to date?
Well, I'm going to throw that question to you guys. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. But I think this is the most flexible one.
Most flexible. Yeah, I agree. There's so many ins and outs, and it's a small format. You can link things together. You have ADAT. It's rackable. You can put it on the tabletop. It's mobile. You can take it with you.
Yeah, and what I would love to see from MOTU is a rack version with like DB25 or something on the inputs. Kind of like the 16A, but more in the realm of this Ultralite. Maybe they can call it the Ultra Big or Mega Big or something.
Ultra Heavy.
Yeah. Something like that. Just branching off of this, the Ultralite has been proven to work in so many situations, and I think they could do well with a little bit bigger interface as well.
Well, let us know what you think below in the comments, and don't forget to click the link, and you can order it from pixelproaudio.com, and you'll get 2 free microphone cables with it. But we appreciate you guys watching. Give us a like to this video to help us make more content like this. So, David, thanks for joining me.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you around the drum next time. A super flexible Ultralite.
Can this interface do yoga? Namaste.
What could we do that was so crazy, so ultra crazy?
Each scene is so ultra. Mark IV killer? Look at that. Wow.
I don't know. Ultralite Mark 5, the Mark 4 killer.